Be prepared. What's about to happen on April 8th isn't just another day. It's a cosmic intervention in your love life. Venus, the planet of love, beauty, and connection, is aligning with Saturn, the planet of karma, discipline, and life lessons, creating a rare portal that only opens when these two powerful forces collide. This isn't just astrology. This is a karmic reset, a celestial checkpoint for your heart that will force you to face truths you've been avoiding for lifetimes. And it's all happening in Pisces, the most spiritual, intuitive, and soul-connected sign of the zodiac. But here's the thing. There's one specific aspect of this alignment that almost everyone is missing. And if you aren't aware of it, you could be pushed into repeating the same relationship patterns that have been holding you back for years. I'll reveal exactly what this is later in the video, so make sure you stay with me, because before we get to that, there's something urgent you need to understand. Mark this date, April 8th, 2025, because it could be the single most transformative day for your love life this entire year. This isn't just planets moving across the sky. This is the universe opening a direct line to your heart, exposing every wound, every pattern, every karmic knot that's been keeping you trapped in cycles of disappointment, loneliness, or toxic connections. For centuries, spiritual teachers have recognized these rare Venus-Saturn alignments as windows into our deepest relationship karma. But before you do anything on this powerful day, you need to understand the hidden force that's about to crack open your heart and expose everything you've been hiding from yourself. If you don't recognize what's happening, you might mistake this profound awakening for a breakdown. Because while some will use this portal to finally break free from their karmic chains, others will mistake it for ordinary emotional pain and miss the cosmic message entirely. You'll feel the weight of past lives on your heart. The pressure in your chest isn't anxiety, it's ancestral. As Venus aligns with Saturn on April 8th, you're not just dealing with this lifetime's relationship patterns. You're confronting the accumulated weight of relationship karma that has followed you across centuries. That unexplainable heaviness you'll feel around your heart, that's not random, that's not just stress. That's the cosmic fingerprint of every promise you've ever broken, every heart you've ever wounded, and every connection you've left unresolved. Not just in this life, but in all the ones that came before. And here's the truth that few will tell you. This alignment in Pisces, the sign of spiritual completion, isn't happening to punish you. It's happening to free you. That pressure is the universe's way of bringing to the surface what needs to be healed, released, and transformed. Some spiritual teachers believe that Venus retrograde meeting Saturn is like the universe conducting a karmic audit of your heart. Every relationship that didn't reach its proper conclusion, every lesson you avoided learning, every pattern you've been repeating lifetime after lifetime, it's all being called due. And when this happens, you'll feel it physically, a tightness in your chest, a lump in your throat that won't go away, a heaviness that seems to sit right on your heart. This isn't coincidence. This is energy in motion. This is karma becoming conscious. And the moment you recognize it for what it is, the moment you stop fighting it and start listening to it, that's when the real transformation begins. Because what happens next will challenge everything you thought you knew about love. Your relationship dreams will become brutally clear. The night of April 7th, going into April 8th, pay attention. Your dreams won't just be random images. They'll be messages, clear as day. As Venus and Saturn draw closer together, the veil between your conscious mind and your deeper knowing thins dramatically. You might see faces of past lovers. You might revisit relationship moments you thought you'd forgotten. You might even experience dreams so vivid, so real, that when you wake up, you'll feel like you've lived an entire lifetime in a single night. These aren't ordinary dreams. These are your subconscious mind and higher self working together to show you what needs to be seen before the portal fully opens. Saturn doesn't believe in sugarcoating. It shows you the raw, unfiltered truth about why your relationships have followed the patterns they have. And here's why this matters. The dream state is where we process our deepest fears and desires without the ego's interference. So in the hours leading up to this alignment, your soul will communicate with you in the clearest way it knows how, through symbols, through emotions, through scenes that might feel more real than your waking life. Some will dream of walls crumbling, others will dream of doors opening. Some might even dream of being underwater, unable to breathe, a classic symbol of emotional overwhelm that Pisces energy can trigger. Pay attention to every detail, because nothing is random right now. Write it all down the moment you wake up. The names, the faces, the feelings, because these dreams aren't just processing the past. They're giving you the key to changing your future. And that's not the only way this energy will make itself known. Your body will tell you who's aligned with your soul. This is where it gets strange. On April 8th, as Venus and Saturn fully align, your body becomes a truth detector. You won't just think about who's right for you. You'll feel it physically, and it might not match what your mind has been telling you. Around certain people, you might suddenly feel heavy, drained, even slightly ill. A tightness in your stomach, a headache that comes from nowhere, a sudden drop in energy. Your body is speaking a language older than words, warning you about energetic misalignments that your conscious mind has been ignoring. Around others, you might experience the opposite, a warmth spreading through your chest, a lightness in your shoulders, a sense of being fully present and at ease. These aren't just emotions. This is your energetic system responding to soul resonance. And here's what makes this transit so powerful. Venus retrograde meeting Saturn in Pisces creates a unique frequency that temporarily disables the ego's ability to rationalize poor connections. The filters come down, the excuses fade away. All that's left is the raw truth of who truly belongs in your energy field and who doesn't. Some people report feeling actual physical sensations, tingling in their palms, warmth in their heart center, or even a subtle vibration throughout their body when they're in the presence of someone with whom they share deep karmic ties. Others describe a sudden clarity, as if seeing a person truly for the first time. This isn't imagination. This is energy becoming conscious. This is your body remembering what your mind forgot. And when you listen to these signals instead of dismissing them, you'll find yourself naturally drawing closer to connections that feed your soul and stepping back from those that don't. But be prepared. This clarity might not match the story you've been telling yourself, and that's exactly the point. Old lovers may suddenly reappear, but not for the reason you think. In the days surrounding April 8th, don't be surprised if someone from your past suddenly reaches out, an old flame, a relationship that ended without closure, someone you thought you'd never hear from again. The universe doesn't believe in coincidences, especially not during a Venus-Saturn conjunction in Pisces. But here's what most people get wrong. They think this reappearance means the relationship is meant to be rekindled. That's rarely the case. What's actually happening is much deeper. When Venus retrograde meets Saturn, it creates a magnetic pull that draws unresolved karmic bonds back into awareness, not for reunion, but for resolution. This person isn't showing up to restart the relationship. They're appearing so both of you can finally understand the lesson that connection was meant to teach. Maybe it's a message that arrives out of nowhere. Maybe it's running into them in the most unlikely place. Maybe it's even just a vivid dream that feels like actual contact. However it happens, know this: it's not random. It's not coincidence. It's energy-seeking completion. And here's the crucial part. How you respond to this reappearance will determine whether you finally close this karmic chapter or sign up for another round of the same lesson. Some will feel the pull of nostalgia and dive right back into old patterns. Others will recognize the opportunity for what it is, a chance to acknowledge the truth, express what needs to be expressed, and finally, let go. This is why the days around April 8th are so powerful. They offer you the rare chance to look a karmic pattern in the eye and say, "I see you. I understand now, and I'm ready to release you." But to do this, you need to stay conscious. You need to remember that this reappearance isn't about rekindling the past. It's about freeing your future. You'll feel alone, and that's the greatest gift. Remember when I told you there's one crucial aspect of this alignment that almost everyone is missing? This is it. The profound aloneness you'll feel around April 8th isn't a punishment, it's the portal itself. As Venus and Saturn merge in Pisces, many will experience an overwhelming sense of isolation, a feeling of being disconnected, misunderstood, or even abandoned. It might hit you in waves, moments of intense loneliness that seem to come from nowhere, even when you're surrounded by people. Most will mistake this for depression or anxiety. They'll try to escape it, distract from it, numb it. But that would be the greatest mistake, because this aloneness isn't ordinary, it's sacred. It's not empty, it's pregnant with possibility. Saturn's influence on Venus forces a temporary separation between you and the outside world, creating a sacred space where you can finally hear your own heart without interference, without other people's expectations, without society's outdated rules about love and connection, without the noise that's been drowning out your own truth. In this cosmic silence, something miraculous happens. You remember who you are, not who you've been pretending to be to make relationships work, not who others want you to be, but your authentic self, the soul beneath all the conditioning and compromise. The ancient mystics knew this truth. The greatest revelations don't come in crowds, they come in solitude. And during this Venus-Saturn conjunction, you're being gifted the exact kind of solitude that leads to breakthrough. This isn't loneliness. It's the universe creating space for your heart to finally speak without interruption. So if you find yourself suddenly canceling plans, craving time alone, or feeling disconnected from your usual relationships around April 8th, don't fight it. Don't fill the space. Allow it. Enter it willingly. Because on the other side of this sacred aloneness is the clearest understanding of what you truly want and need in love that you've ever experienced. The boundary between self-love and relationship. Love will dissolve. Something strange will happen on April 8th, and you'll feel it first in how you talk to yourself. The voice in your head, the one that's usually critical, doubtful, maybe even cruel, will shift. Not gradually, but suddenly, as if someone changed the channel. This is Venus and Saturn, merging in Pisces, the sign that dissolves all boundaries. And the first boundary to go is the artificial one we've created between loving ourselves and loving others. Most people think these are separate journeys, They're not. They're the same path seen from different angles. You might catch yourself speaking to your reflection with unexpected compassion. You might feel a strange new patience with your own flaws and failures. You might even experience moments of looking in the mirror and seeing yourself through eyes of love instead of judgment. This isn't random. This isn't just a good mood. This is cosmic recalibration. Venus retrograde meeting Saturn in Pisces creates a unique energetic signature that temporarily suspends the ego's need to separate self from other. And in that suspension, you glimpse the truth. How you love yourself is exactly how you love others, and how you allow others to love you. Every harsh word you've spoken to yourself has shaped how you receive love. Every time you've settled for less than you deserve has taught others how to treat you. Every boundary you've failed to set with yourself has created a relationship pattern with others. And as this realization dawns, something profound happens. You start treating yourself like you would treat someone you deeply love. The inner critic falls silent. The self-judgment fades. The endless comparisons stop. And in that space of self-compassion, your entire approach to relationships begins to transform. This isn't just a mind shift, it's an energy shift. People will notice it without knowing why. They'll respond to you differently. They'll sense the new boundary of self-respect that surrounds you. Some will be drawn closer. Others will naturally fall away. And that's exactly as it should be. Because when the false boundary between self-love and relationship love dissolves, everything changes. You stop seeking outside yourself what can only be found within. You stop accepting connections that diminish you. You start attracting relationships that match your inner state rather than compensate for it. And this is just the beginning of what happens when Venus retrograde meets Saturn in Pisces. Your love timeline will reset completely. The day after April 8th, the sun rises. The conjunction is over. The world looks the same. But your heart is forever changed. In the days and weeks following this powerful alignment, you'll start noticing the shift. Relationships that once seemed important might suddenly feel empty. Connections you never gave much thought to might suddenly deepen. People who once attracted you might do nothing for you now. Others you never considered might suddenly catch your attention. This isn't fickleness. This isn't confusion. This is realignment. Your entire love timeline, past, present, and future, has been reset to match your soul's true frequency rather than your ego's familiar patterns. Some will experience this as a profound sense of clarity about their current relationship, either a deepening certainty that this is exactly where they're meant to be, or an undeniable knowing that it's time to let go. Others might feel a strange new patience with being single, as if the universe is asking them to wait for something specific rather than settle for something immediate. You might even find yourself releasing old resentments toward past partners, suddenly understanding that what you once saw as betrayal or failure was actually perfect in its teaching. The story you've been telling yourself about your love life, the victim narrative, the bad luck, the why does this always happen to me, it suddenly doesn't fit anymore. Because Venus retrograde meeting Saturn in Pisces doesn't just change your future, it reframes your past. It helps you see the perfect orchestration behind what once looked like chaos or cruelty. It reveals the higher purpose behind heartbreak. It shows you that every relationship, no matter how painful, was leading you exactly where you needed to go. And as this new understanding takes root, something miraculous happens. You stop repeating the pattern, not through force or discipline, but through genuine transformation. The lesson is learned. The karma is complete. The the cycle is broken, and for perhaps the first time, you're truly free to create a love life by conscious choice rather than unconscious repetition. This is the gift of April 8th, 2025. Not just a day of astrological significance, but a doorway to an entirely new experience of love, one aligned with your soul's evolution rather than your ego's familiar comfort zone. If you're still watching, I'd like to thank you for your attention. If you enjoyed the content and want to see more, please consider clicking the subscribe button. Your support is very appreciated. Feel free to share your experiences or thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, take care and subscribe for more insightful content.